Yeah, that's a little. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Allie's Advocacy for TBI survivors. I hope everyone is doing lovely today. We are going, okay, I'm not the one that did all this technical stuff as far as like what the brain does, the research, and I went and I watched some podcasts, or not podcasts, some videos on traumatic brain injury because I follow some both traumatic brain people who do TBI research and stuff. The so I'll be watching them and then doing videos on the people that I think do awesome videos and podcasts that I think you should check out. So the first one that I think you should check out is at the ICU Advantage. I think that's the Twitter handle, and the guy that does the videos for the handle, his name is Eddie Watson. I didn't write down all the degrees he had. Okay, but what he went over as far as all the brain stuff, there is 12 nerves in the cranial nerves. He talked about both sides of the body that's affected. There is it's afferent versus efferent. Okay, and this is how they're different. And don't expect me to get all technical in explaining all this. I'm not. That's way above my knowledge and being able to understand. So, I posted and everything. Go look it up to be able to go find. Because there's some really good videos. Because I watched the video I'm going over is the second video that I watched. Okay, the afferent is the sensory part of the brain, right? If I'm saying that's right. And the efferent is the motor. Controls the motor. Okay, now the nerves. Now on the nerves, some of them control both. Some of them have both sensory and motor control, or however that's said. The first is the olfactory, the cerebrum, and that controls the sensory or the smell. The second one is the optic cerebrum, and that's the vision. And he went over three that were eye movement, and it's not 3, 4, 5, which was weird. And the neat thing was he had the brain, and he was drawing like which part the cranial nerves were and everything. That's why I'm saying go check his videos out, because he will draw arrows to where the cranial nerves are, and as he tells you what they do. Next three goes over is 3, 4, and 6. And I'm going to miss the next three control the eye movement. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce them because way above me being able to pronounce. Somebody with a medical degree is going to have to say them. Same with 5. Okay, 5 doesn't control eye movement like 3, 4, and 6. 5 controls facial sensation, the tongue feeling, and mastication of the biting. 7 is the facial taste on tongue, um, controls facial expressions, eyelid closing, ability to make saliva and tears. 8 and 9, I'm not going to try to pronounce because they gigantic words, long spelt words. Okay, 8 controls balance and hearing. Now I know why my balance was so bad and everything with walking. It's like 9 is both sensory and motor. The sensory it controls is the taste sensation part of tongue, and it's the sinus as well. The motor is the swallow and salivation. 10 is the vagus, and it's not spelled like the city Vegas. It's Vagus. I was expecting it to be spelled like Las Vegas, like Vegas, but no, it's Vagus. Okay, it controls both sensory and motor. Controls a lot of things on sensory. It's skin around ear, and then tons of other things I did not write down. The motor is swallow, speech. Then I wrote down rest, digest, coughing. 11 is accessory. That's spinal nerve, head turning, shoulder shrug. 12 is hypoglossal, and that's tongue movement. And why I liked this video so much, and again, this was the second video that I watched that Eddie did. And I'm going to be watching more that he's done. But the reason why I liked this one so much is because I was able to understand more on specifically why I had like so much trouble, or why it took me so long to be able to do things again after I came out of my coma, or why I have trouble some days with certain aspects of doing things around the house or another, because it showed what parts of the brain control like the nerves. And I wrote down, now I've got the everything written down. I just didn't draw a picture of the brain and all that stuff. But I was able to go through and be able to take all this in, because when it got to be a little too much, I would pause the video and then I would go onto my Duolingo on my phone, and then I would just practice some of my German. And I would do that. I would take like little breaks between learning what the brain could do and then work on my German, and then go back to learning more about the brain. So I've found little bits of ways to learn more about the brain and then take a break, go work on learning a new language. So that's different ways you can be able to learn new stuff, take little breaks, and work on something else. Then get back on working on what you were working on, then take a little break on do something that's relaxing. And yes, learning new language is fun. For a simple fact, I was trying to learn German when I was back in middle school and also high school. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and post any comments, suggestions you have below. Please hit subscribe. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And remember, if you're in a car, please remember to buckle your seatbelt.